one of the things that I
Mm.
personally have found to be such an important piece of being able to do this, to sit with ourselves, is spending time in nature. Uh,
Mm.
the more that we connect with life around us, not just
Mm.
life within us, we actually open up. We start to see more. We kind of get out of our heads a bit,
Mm.
and see kind of the interconnectedness of life. And it can just really open up some space, I think, especially for people who may have a harder time,
Yeah.
practicing.
Mm. Can you say more about that? Because nature really is healing, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'm too busy, and maybe someone, it's not near them, but
Yeah.
when I say not near them, like there isn't a park near them, but
Yeah.
still, if we step outside, look at the sky. Sky is still nature. Clouds is still nature. You know what I mean, like, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a tree. There's nature around you. So, can you say more about this nature, and like, what do you suggest for your clients in terms of, is there things you suggest about nature?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to start with a little bit of a personal anecdote just to kind of
Mm.
frame the way that I think about nature. But during the pandemic, we were living in LA, which it does have a lot of nature for a large city. But my husband and I were like, hey, let's get out of here. We were like the first people to buy an RV, I think, because when we showed up at the national at the national parks, nobody else was out there yet.
You were
Uh,
ahead of the curve. It's great.
yeah, we did. So it was actually great because I was pivoting out of my company, was in live entertainment. Live entertainment was like crashing during the pandemic. And
Mm.
by unplugging and being in nature, when the transitions happened in my life, I actually wasn't worried. I wasn't consumed with like, what am I going to do next? Because I was sitting literally in the abundance of nature, and you just feel a
Mm.
little bit more taken care of if you start to pay attention to how much of our life and our resources come from the world around us. I mean, from the air we breathe to the food we eat to the water we drink. I mean, it's all coming from the world,
Yeah.
and we just don't pay that much attention. And
Mm.
so it was a great chance to unplug and to just look around and to be
Mhm.
reminded of how connected we are to it, even when we forget that.
Right.
This is like the interconnectedness piece. And so I have both. I had the real privilege of getting to spend kind of like expounded time in like huge nature with city living and what that means. And I think what you said is exactly right. It's finding space to,
Mm.
to take a walk, to look at the trees you have around you, see if there are flowers, sniff a flower, get yourself a
Right.
house plant. Like these little things are signals to us to help us be reminded of,
Mm.
the bigger world and context around us.
Mm. I love it. It's so, like, actually simple,
Mhm.
but it's available. Like,
Mhm.
I wonder if sometimes we make it really big, like, oh, I have to go to this far away big mountain,
Yeah.
this massive, like, whatever. Gotta go Grand Canyon, or I gotta go to the Rockies if you're in Canada. It's like, oh, I gotta go to really, well, nature can be just a plant.
Yeah, and just
Like,
being present with it,
be
right?
present with a plant. Nature could be just taking in the smell of the wind that's
Yes.
outside, or
Yes.
just like, it really is simple. It's available.
It really is. Like, when's the
Yeah,
last time you walked outside and put your toes in the grass? It's little
yeah,
things. There's so many little things, and like kids are great at this because kids will look up at the sky and they'll see like, cartoons in the clouds, and their minds are immediately filled up with like imagination
yeah,
through nature, and we just are so busy, and we're on
yeah.
such a mission, and we have so many things to do that I think a large part of our challenge is just presence, and awareness, which is again why the mindfulness piece is so key as a practice. But yeah, there's lots of little things we can do to just be present.
Hmm. Hello there, and thank you so much for stopping by this channel. I hope you find this content useful, and if you do, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It will really help me to reach to more people and keep this content going. Here we are journeying together, and let's see where this takes us.